disruptive.
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Some big, shocking, revelating news, folks, and revelating that the establishment did not want to hear at this point. But it is official, folks. Supreme Court rules states can't kick Trump off the ballot. You just can't kick him out of the band. Because he's not hardcore. Oh, this is not hardcore unless you live hardcore. I'm sorry. When I saw that headline, it made me think of the movie School of Rock because I grew up with that movie. It was like the early 2000s. And I was, the first time I saw kind of Jack Black in action. And I thought, for a kid's movie, for that generation, it was a really remarkable movie. And when I saw the headline saying you can't kick Trump out, it made me think of the line, "You can't kick me out of the band." You can't kick me out of the band. I'm going to start my own band. But the Supreme Court rules that Trump will still remain on the ballot this coming election season because constitutionally, it is ridiculous to try to kick him off the ballot just because of the fact that they're not liking Trump. That's not really an excuse to, be anti-democratic and violate terms of agreements when it comes to the democratic process. So this goes on by saying, this is from NBC News, the Supreme Court on Monday handed a sweeping win to former President Donald Trump by ruling that states can't kick him off the ballot over his actions leading up to the January 6th attack on the Capitol, bringing a swift end to the case with huge implications for the 2024 election. In an unsigned ruling with no dissents, the court reversed the Colorado Supreme Court, which had determined that Trump could not serve again as president under Section 3 of the Constitution's 14th Amendment. The provisions prohibit those who previously held government positions but later engaged in insurrection from running for various offices. The court said that the Colorado Supreme Court had wrongfully assumed that states can determine whether a presidential candidate or other candidate for federal office is ineligible. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. The ruling makes it clear that Congress, not states, has to set rules on how the 14th Amendment provisions can be enforced against federal office seekers. As such, the decision applies to all states, not just Colorado. States retain the power to bar people running for state office from appearing on the ballot under Section 3, because the Constitution makes Congress, rather than the states, responsible for enforcing Section 3 against all federal office holders and candidates. We reverse, the ruling said. By deciding the case on the legal question, the court avoided any analysis or determination of whether Trump's actions constitute an insurrection. The decision comes just a day before the Colorado primary. Minutes after the ruling, Trump hailed the decision in all capital letters posted on a social media site, writing, "Big win for America." And the establishment cries themselves to sleep, because they know that this is a huge loss for them. They know how much of a huge loss, because not only did they lose Nikki Haley, the warmonger that really couldn't, but she was trying. She attempted to. They lost Nikki Haley. They lost this decision. They lost every measure to try to encapsulate Trump as some sort of master criminal, even though he's just a average, sleazy real estate tycoon with a game show background. He had a TV contract. That was the most wild, crazy thing that Trump, was likable at some point. But this just goes to show you that the Constitution and the actual legal process and the whole democratic value of America actually rules all. The fact that they can't overthrow the balances of actual democracy just because Trump They're accusing Trump of starting the insurrection, which, if it was an insurrection, it was a poorly done insurrection. That's not even me saying that. That was people inside the Capitol that were pointing that out, saying that, hey, if they're going to overthrow the government, should they not bring guns and create more chaos? They were just walking down the streets like it was a school tour. But there you go, in black and white on NBC News, they had to come clean. And right before Super Tuesday, right before, they announced Donald Trump, the official GOP nominee that's going to run against Joe Biden. And we know probably how it's going to be the outcome to this, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to, prelude to any predictions. Most notably because I'm bad at predicting. But there you go. Turns out you can't overthrow democracy. You can't actually overthrow constitutional rights of, not allowing someone to run for office based on an assumption. That's the big thing. They haven't really ruled on the case of the insurrection. It's still going on to this date. So this is all based on assumption. So to disbar people from running for office or allowing them to have a chance to be elected for office based on assumptions, it's just chaotic. And the fact that this is all directed at Trump and not really anybody else that has broken many laws to get themselves into political stature, just shows how this is all a political move. This is all just a motion to go after their opponent, which is Donald Trump. They're trying everything they can to silence him out of office, and they just can't. And it's official by the Supreme Court. Just can't do it. You can't kick him out of the band.